We're back, and today I'm feeling a more 80s vibe. I've got all these 80s sounds I've been messing with today, so I feel like I've got all the recipes, all the ingredients for a nice 80s tune. I've got a little drum machine here. It's like a DMX kind of kit type thing. Kick, got a bit of a snare. And this is all being thrashed through like this tape plugin, Oxide. Which is pretty good, crunchy, 80s as hell. Hi-hat. I think it's a real hi-hat that I've just sampled. Here's my little Korg thing. Got a bit of a kind of mini Moog bass type thing. It's actually a micro Korg preset which I've downloaded onto this thing through the software. So yeah, super 80s. And my Yamaha has currently got this like cool kind of harpsichord-y organ sound, and I'm running it through a bunch of kind of 80s type things. Got a bit of plate reverb, nice long sustain, bit of a tape echo. Yeah, just super spacey and 80s. Once I track some of these drums, I'll put it through a hearty sidechain compressor, and I'll explain that later on. I've also got a bit of a yacht rock kind of piano thing, which is just addictive keys, and I've doubled it with like a CP70 sound, like an electric grand piano. Yeah, super like Hall & Oates kind of sound. And yeah, that's running through like a bit of slapback delay to give it a bit of a stereo kind of thing. See how it's coming through like both the speakers. Sweet, so I thought I'd just try a bit of an 80s thing just because I've been mostly focusing on 70s stuff. And if you're new to the channel, check out my 70s beats playlist and have a look at the 70s stuff first, and now let's tap into the 80s, you know? How should we start this? I'm kind of feeling like a tape loop, you know, that kind of goes over and over and it's filtered down and opens up, kind of like a Daft Punky thing. Maybe like a little tom fill at the end as well. Oh, that was clean. And I will quantize this as well because I feel like the 80s is always super tight and programmed, so definitely gonna quantize the hell out of this. Okay, like 100. That would do. And yeah, I reckon we have this kind of spacey Yamaha chord, just like hammering a single chord, like dum 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 dum, majory like happy chord. Oh yeah, that one's quite cool. Hell yeah. And then I reckon we just go straight into like a straight drum beat. Yeah. And we'll add a few fills here and there as well. But for now, let's just think of some chords for like the verse. What could the first chord be? So we've got this chord. Maybe if we went like down, like just literally down a semitone. But to the minor chord. Yeah, that one. And then back up. Okay, let's just program some dropouts in the drums, I reckon, because it's pretty bland right now. Nah. Yeah, there. Yeah. Maybe another one here. Yeah, a little small one. Yeah, maybe one more. Maybe like a little fill right here. Yeah, that was cool. What should we do for the chorus? Yeah, so we're ending on this chord. What if we brung it down to that chord? Then down again, maybe? Then to a major chord? Oh, that one. Then back up. Down. Then maybe down again? Yeah. And what if we did something a little bit higher up, maybe? And then repeat it? Yeah. And again? Oh! Do it again. And then, yeah. Then back to the thing. That's quite a nice little loop. I think that will do with my donkey. I reckon that's us done with the Yamaha. But yeah, nice kind of 80s shimmery kind of sound. And maybe we'll bring it back to that kind of intro chords for a bit and have like a bit of a synth solo, you know, like a cheesy 80s synth kind of thing. I love this little patch I made. I call it Meow. It's this like UAD Polymax Meow. And I'm running it through like some delays and stuff. But yeah, we'll do that later. For now, I reckon, let's suss the bass. And then we'll add maybe some yacht rocky piano in the chorus, I reckon. Doing that da 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 da, like kind of super trampy whole notes type thing. Let's lay some bass in. I reckon we chuck it in at the start for that loop and then just drop it out for a bit. Actually, I'm not happy. Fuck you. I'm not happy with the timing of that bass, so I'm gonna play one note and just loop it so it's perfectly in time. There we go, donkey. So I reckon we lay out for this first like verse. Yeah, just let the organ do the work for a while. Maybe come in somewhere around here. I hate it when you're like cooking and your interface or your DAW just craps out on you. Sounds awesome, eh? That would do, my donkey. There's some fat bass. Let's chuck in that kind of yacht rocky-ish piano. Let's give it a whirl. Yeah, like that kind of voicing is quite nice. Yeah, I'm just gonna loop it out for a bit and figure out some chords. I did not loop it long enough. But yeah, that actually sounded fine, what I was doing there. Maybe I'll just stick with that. Oh no, one thing I will do actually right now is, since I've got the whole drum thing laid out, I'm going to duplicate that drum kit. But with the second one, what you're going to do is delete all the notes except for the kick drum. And I'll explain in a minute. Yeah, sweet. So on that duplicate, where it's just the kick, you want to turn the output to external so you won't hear it. Oh, psych, you can hear that. What is it? Sends only, that's the one. Chuck it onto sends only, and now you can't hear it. But it's like, it's still triggering any effects you like kind of do. So on the bass, for example, I'll get this compressor here, turn it to sidechain, and you want to get it from the second one, the duplicate. So now whenever the kick hits, the bass will duck real hard. Watch the compressor, you'll see it ducking. And one trick you can do, which I am actually doing here, is make the attack 1 millisecond. Look ahead speed, 1 millisecond, put it on peak, and that will just make it, and turn it to infinity. This will just slam it down real hard, but it's semi-transparent, so it's not too crazy. I'll do the exact same thing with that Yamaha. And yeah, I'll do the exact same thing with this yacht rock piano as well. Yeah, I'm just gonna track that. Bowl sack. Oh geez, I just recorded right over my bass. That was genius. And yeah, screw it. I'm gonna quantize all of this. Just because, you know, 80s is super like robotic sounding. Change that to 16th notes though. Nah, let's actually work one out. Ah, jeez. Yeah, that's cool. We're like a dow. And then yeah, you go up there. Yeah, that's nice and cheesy. Where does the synth solo start? Right here, I think, when the drums drop out. And then fuck, that was a terrible note. I actually think the drums could drop out a bit longer at the start. Da 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 da. Cut, boom, right there, I reckon. But you gotta make sure you delete these empty kicks because that will make it duck when you don't want it to duck, you know what I'm saying? Oh, that was muted. Let's try it again. Yeah. And then I reckon it just hits into another chorus here. The drums could drop there. Maybe that little fill again. Where is it? This one. Little bit of tom action. Thumb. Cut. And then we do a big final chord just for the sake of it. That'll do. That'll do for now. Yeah, okay. What are we doing? Synth solo. That was pretty cool. What I'm also hearing is in this little break here, how can we increase the feedback of the echo thing? Just so it goes wow, 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 you know? Yeah, but it needs to be more than that. Maybe we'll also... I'm also going to mess around with some random ones, see what happens. Oh, feedback. We'll mess with that one as well. Yeah, that's pretty cool. I want that to, like, the speed to increase, though. How do I do that? It'll be this... Oh, this head select will change it, maybe. I don't really know this plugin that well, so I'm literally just bleeping and blooping with it, you know? Echo rate. What's that gonna do? Surely that will do something cool. Yeah, and I wonder if there's a way to like make it, yeah, loop H. Will make it sound all warpy and crap, you know? Just make it old. I think this head select should change because I think that changes the rate. What if we went to 4? Yeah, that made it a bit quicker. That's cool. Yeah, that'll do. And how can we chuck this through a big ass reverb as well? I love this UAD plate reverb. It's super nice, super 80s. And you'll just cut out heaps of the bass. Make it around maybe like 2 seconds. And then since it's on wet solo, that means you're just hearing the wet signal. So what you do is you group it and create chain. So now you've got the wet signal here and the dry signal here. That's just the wet signal. Mess with the pre-delay, screw it. That's quite a cool melody, actually. I think that could be like a nice little. So I'm just gonna record that. Screw it. That last note was a bit marginal. Devious. That was so devious, Don. And then screw it, we'll do a little bit of that feedback crap as well. And then bring it back down. Because it does that, and it's so scary. Dope. I reckon that's all we need. Let's have a listen, you know? And yeah, let me know in the comments if you want to hear more of this kind of 80s stuff as well, because I love 80s stuff, you know? It's cool. But I love the 70s more, don't get me wrong. I hope you enjoy. Thanks for tuning in.